Hello everyone, and let's check out another marvelous game by Paul Morphy. And this time, Paul Morphy's opponent is Hardman Phillips Montgomery. So let's check out this marvelous chess game by Paul Morphy. But this time, Paul Morphy surrendered his knight as always. He is playing with the knightos against a strong player like Montgomery. Montgomery was not a joke. And yet, Paul Morphy sacrificed his knight on b1 like a boss. Well, Paul Morphy starts the game with playing e4, e5, knight to f3, d6, d4, e takes on d4, bishop to c4, bishop to e7, c3, d3, not capturing the pawn but queen to b3 by Paul Morphy, attacking on f7, bishop to e6, bishop takes bishop, f takes on e6, knight to d4 by Paul Morphy, bishop to f6, and finally Paul Morphy captures the pawn with the knight, queen to c8, defending the queen, f4, knight to c6, e5, sacrificing a pawn for opening the f-file, d takes on e5, f takes on e5, bishop takes on e5, and Morphy castled. This f-file is a very important open file for Paul Morphy, knight to f6. Well, if a6, let's say a random move, then rook to f8. There is rook to f8 threat in this position, so hoping to defend with the knight. But Morphy captures on g7 with the knight. Check, king to d8, bishop to g5. The knight is pinned, queen to d7. Well, Morphy played knight to e6. That's check, king to e7, hoping to defend the knight. Knight to c5, attacking the queen, but knight to d4. Also Montgomery is attacking the queen and sacrificing the knight. Well, Paul Morphy captures the knight, but queen takes on d4. Check, king to h1, and queen takes on c5, getting back the material. And still Montgomery has the one extra piece in this position. It looks like he's surviving after this massacre. Well, can you guess the next move of Paul Morphy? Paul Morphy was waiting the perfect moment. This moment was the perfect moment for Paul Morphy for crushing his opponent. If you can guess this move, well done. What would you do in this position? Well, Paul Morphy sacrificed the exchange. Rook takes on f6 by Paul Morphy. What a move. Bishop takes on f6 and then rook to e1. That was the idea of Paul Morphy. King to f8. Well, if king to d6, queen to e6, checkmate. If king to d8, then bishop takes on f6. And there is no defense for black. Black is getting checkmated, as you can see. So king to f8, and Morphy played bishop to h6. That's check, blocking with the bishop. Queen to e6. Bishop takes on h6, rook to f1. Queen to f2, rook takes queen, there is no defense. And then Montgomery, defending with the bishop, but Paul Morphy captured the bishop, king to g7, queen to f6, king to g8. Paul Morphy checkmated his opponent in one move. Morphy played queen to g5. Wow, what a checkmate by Paul Morphy. Well, Montgomery was not a joke. He was a very strong chess master for his time. And if you are following this channel long enough, I already showed you one of the chess games of Montgomery. And Montgomery checkmated Charles Henry Stanley in a very brutal way. And Stanley was the chess champion of New York. He was a very dominant player from 1840s until 1857. So Montgomery was a strong player. And yet, he could not defeat Paul Morphy when he was playing with one extra knight in the beginning of the game. One extra knight is not enough for Montgomery. Maybe Morphy needed to sacrifice everything in order to let Montgomery win the game. But no, Paul Morphy checkmated his opponent at move 28. What a game. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye bye.